Put down one tornado, then it lifted, and then another one. The first one, a very strong EF2, almost an EF3 at 135 miles an hour, and the other one, an EF1. And again, there you can see the supercell. Again, this is not the current radar. This is what happened over the weekend on Saturday. And there it goes just north of Chillicothe and moving eastward just south of Kirksville, putting down at least 4 reports of tornadoes there, with the 2 big ones, of course, being just off to the southwest of the Kirksville area. You would expect there to be tornadoes this time of the year. May is the leading tornado producing season, if you will, or month, and it is in the month of May. You usually get 12, and we definitely had a big one over the weekend. Julie?
Well, severe storms also threatened one of the biggest concerts this past weekend. Check out the scene in Nashville last night with thunderstorms lighting up the sky. A weather delay caused Taylor Swift fans to shelter in place for nearly 4 hours at Nissan Stadium. The concert, well, it didn't end until after midnight. They are having fun anyway, aren't they? Here's another look, though, at how much lightning we saw in Nashville. You can see those strikes just lighting up the sky last night. Unfortunately, we have a chance for more storms like that tonight. Last night's storms also left a significant amount of damage across Iowa's southeastern counties. In Johnson County in Greencastle, Aero Club had noticeable roof and siding damage. Other reports in the county included downed trees and power lines. Storms also tore the roof off of a pool at an elementary school. So yeah, quite a few storm reports over the last 24 hours in these parts. We take a look here at that line of storms as it moved past, really just dropping a ton of hail. We had 394 hail reports just lining the map here, stretching all the way back into Tennessee. So hail was the major problem here with these particular cells coming through. And unfortunately, some of that hail was very sizable. Did probably cause quite a bit of damage. So we're looking at the same kind of setup as we get into this evening and later on into the overnight hours. Here in Ames, Iowa, hail 2 inches in diameter, at least golf ball size hail there. In Sully, even bigger than that, approaching baseball size hail coming in there. And we look here to some of the other storm reports as we head a little bit into Tennessee. Van Leer, hail size 1 inch or so for you, and approaching 1 inch in Antioch. So I think, Jeff, we're going to have to watch for more of that same kind of threat as we get into the evening hours.
Yeah, not only this evening, but I think, Julie, as we head through the next couple of days, the pattern really is setting up here with this big cold trough in the west, and disturbances will ride through that. And then as they come out into the plains and interact with all this very warm and increasingly warm and unstable air, we're going to see more in the way of thunderstorms. There's our flow of moisture coming up. We usually refer to that as the Gulf being wide open. In other words, the Gulf moisture is available to be transported north, and that's the fuel for these big thunderstorms as they get going. And these disturbances, as they rotate out of the big trough there in the west, out of the Rockies, they interact with this moisture, and yeah, you get a lot of thunderstorm action this time of the year. The sun is so high in the sky, it warms things up, it destabilizes the atmosphere very, very quickly. So a big disturbance rotating around the base of that trough in the west. We've got another one here in Texas riding up almost from the due south. So both of those are going to combine to bring several areas of severe weather as we head through the middle and latter part of this upcoming week. Not only the threat of severe weather, but really have to start concentrating on maybe some flooding issues, particularly here in central and southern Texas, Julie. Looks like that's something that's going to really be kind of at the top of the weather news, if you will, as we head on through the rest of the week. But you're going to detail what we're going to be looking at over the next 24 hours.
Yeah. Severe storms in the plains over the weekend. Well, they also caused hail, as we've been talking about. Here's a look at a particular hailstorm in Nebraska. These stones are small, but there are a lot of them. And the new week, yeah, we're going to see more of the same coming across the region. You can just hear them there like ping pong balls bouncing off the sidewalk. Looks like snow, right? No, that's hail, and we've got more of it coming. So tomorrow we're going to shift our focus a little bit back now here into some of these same areas that got hit all week long last week, and we're talking here about northern Oklahoma and into Kansas, Wichita, Tulsa, Woodward. You're in that red zone for tomorrow, but really anyone here in the pink, stretching back into Texas, all looking at the potential for some hail, some damaging wind gusts, some heavy downpours. We've got these severe ingredients coming together for tomorrow for ongoing severe storms. As Jeff mentioned, a lot of moisture here coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. That's that moist, muggy tropical air that's going to be coming on in, meeting up with our front as it continues to push in from the west. We've got a dry line setting up back here to the west as well, which is where severe weather thunderstorms really like to form as they meet up with that moist air. Temperatures are certainly warm enough. There's a lot of energy here. We've got temperatures in the 80s and 90s, so a lot of heat adding fuel to the fire here, if you will. And that's going to lead to some of that storm development back here off of that dry line. We've got low-level winds also coming into play. All of these ingredients is what severe weather really likes, and that's what we're going to have coming together here for the day tomorrow. So we'll time this out, looking to future radar, starting off things quiet for your Tuesday morning. We'll get a few blips coming through Kansas, maybe around dinner time, and then we'll see things kind of start to come together a little bit more, working their way through Springfield, Missouri around 11 o'clock perhaps tomorrow night. Moving into Arkansas as well. Little Rock, you could get a few storms there. So we'll see all of this energy push off to the east by the time we do wake up on Wednesday morning. So another rough couple of days of severe weather. In fact, here's a look again at Wednesday, where we're looking a little bit farther west now into Wyoming and into Colorado, Jeff, for additional severe weather.
All right. Now, we've been detailing, of course, a lot of large hail over the last week or so, some gusty winds and even some tornadoes, as we saw there in Missouri over the weekend. But flooding is going to be a main concern. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. That threat will grow as we head into the coming days. Warming temperatures mixed with melting snow means flooding in places like Davenport, Iowa, where the Mississippi River is already well over its banks. We'll see more rain this week that will only add to the problem. Of course, one of the big reasons the Mississippi is so high is because of the snow melt across the northern plains. All right, again, we've had a lot of rain in addition to the snow melt here, but most of that across parts of eastern Iowa, down into Illinois, and even into Kentucky and Tennessee as well. As we look at the radar now, most of the steadier rain is up here over Wisconsin, parts of lower Michigan. Not a lot going on. There are scattered thunderstorms. We'll see a few more break out, particularly here in Missouri as we head on through the evening. But it's really as we head through later in the week where we get several of these systems coming up out of the southwest and overrunning these areas. Now, in some spots, this is actually some good news in parts of Nebraska and Kansas, which have been in a terrible drought as we've headed through the winter time, whereas we've had a lot of drought relief in the far west. It's really gotten bad out here in the western high plains. We are going to get some relief, particularly for Nebraska, I think, as we head on not only through Wednesday, but Thursday, Friday, and even into the upcoming weekend. Again, more of these systems will come from the southwest, pull up some of that moisture that Julie was talking about, and bring more in the way of rain. So looks like the bullseye might be here in the western areas of South Dakota, particularly around the Black Hills, but also parts of Nebraska and into Colorado as well. And yes, there's going to be some more snow. Your eyes are not deceiving you out there in parts of Colorado and Wyoming, just prolonging. If any of those ski resorts are still open, and I know a lot of them are mandated, they have to close because they're on U.S. Forest Service land. But if you can, particularly in Colorado, you might be able to get a few late season runs in. As far as that rain, this is really the area I'm most concerned about. Central and southern Texas, San Antonio down to Corpus Christi, maybe near the Rio Grande. We could have a lot of rain there as we head through the week. Julie?
For sure. Well, we are barely 5 months in for 2023, and we already have seen 7 weather events costing at least $1 billion each in damages. After the break, we'll show you those areas making that list. And before we go to break, here is a look at a few cities we are watching for storms. Looking now live at Bloomfield, Illinois. Looking quiet there, but certainly in line for potentially some strong and nasty storms coming your way later on this evening. Let's go now to, I think, Louisville. Yeah, Louisville, you got hit pretty hard on Sunday. Looks quiet now, but again, you're in for another round coming your way. Temperatures right now sitting at 75 muggy degrees out there. Texarkana also looking quiet for now, but expect more strong storms. We're talking wind and hail.
You got the rings?
Hello? You guys don't look that bad.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Luxury that lets you feel infinitely you.
New projects means new project managers. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job, you immediately get your short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/hire and get started today.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis keeps flaring, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When UC got unpredictable, I got rapid symptom relief with Rinvoq and left bathroom urgency behind. Check.
When UC got in my way, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when my gastro saw damage,
Rinvoq helped visibly repair the colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief, lasting steroid-free remission, and a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastro about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Chevy Silverado factory-lifted trucks. Where will they take you? With the capability of a 2-inch lift, the versatility of the available multi-flex tailgate, and the connection of a 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Chevy Silverado, taking adventure to a whole new level.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Oh, buddy, you need a hug. You also need consumer cellular. Get the exact same coverage as the nation's leading carriers and 100% U.S.-based customer support starting at $20. Consumer cellular.
Say goodbye to daily insulin injections with Omnipod 5, a tubeless system that automatically adjusts insulin to help protect against highs and lows. Try it today. Go to Omnipod.com for risk information and instructions for use. Consult your healthcare provider before starting on Omnipod.
If RPMs raise your BPMs, if the open road is an open invitation, then get up and go. Go turn some heads. Go turn a wrench. Go windows down, go volume up. Go in, go out, go off. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
This is what I live for. It really gets the adrenaline going.
It's back-to-back episodes of Highway Through Hell and Heavy Rescue. Truckers Showdown Sundays, starting 8/7 Central, only on the Weather Channel.
The day you get your Clear Choice dental implants makes every day a confident day. A never hide my smile day. A life of the party day. A take on the world day. A believe in myself day. A flash my new teeth day. Because your Clear Choice day is the day you get your confidence back for good. A Clear Choice day changes every day. Schedule a free consultation.
At times like these, it's important to know that you're staying safe at home. Visiting Angels is committed to your safety and comfort. Our compassionate caregivers provide one-on-one essential home care services for our senior loved ones. At Visiting Angels, personal home care is our passion. We're here for you.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
Weather impacts your life.
Your family, your friends, your day, and your week ahead.
The Weather Channel is the leader in weather coverage.
We share the details you need because we're the weather experts you trust.
From hurricanes to tornadoes, blizzards to wildfires.
We're here to keep you safe and informed.
Please pay attention to the forecast.
Watch America's first choice for weather, America's Morning Headquarters.
Every morning on the Weather Channel.
And welcome back to Storm Center. NOAA has just updated its list of billion-dollar disasters.
Already seen 7 separate events that caused more than $1 billion in damage. And that list includes the damaging floods we saw in California, severe storms in the Central Plains in April, and more severe storms in the South and Southeast in March. And the big tornado outbreak that the Midwest got when the end of March was going into April. So we want to break down what made these extreme weather events so costly, starting with those floods that swept through California at the beginning of the year. Jeff?
That's right, Julie. The year got off to a rather stormy start, to say the least, across many areas of the West. Multiple what we call atmospheric rivers brought a steady stream of storms right on into California. These devastating weather events caused mandatory evacuations, loss of power to hundreds of thousands of businesses and homes, property damage, and unfortunately, there was also some loss of life. Now, the torrential rain flooded vineyards in California's wine country, and President Biden issued an emergency declaration for the state of California that eventually included 17 different counties. Let's show you exactly what was going on here as we started off the year of 2023. All that rain, again, the atmospheric rivers just kept pumping this moisture in, and we're still above average, no surprise at all. And the snowpack is incredibly above average right now, but just about all of the major cities are well above average as far as rainfall for the year. And this is really incredible. This is what the drought monitor looked like back on January the 1st. Exceptional drought. We are in the middle of a multi-year drought here. And look what happened as we head through February and March and April. We got all that rain coming in off the Pacific. The drought disappeared for just about the entire state. That is an incredible turnaround. It's one that I really haven't seen, I don't think, in all my years of forecasting. It was incredible. Well, flooding is one of the most frequent and costliest national disasters to occur in the U.S. For more on the cost of flooding, here's meteorologist Stephanie Abrams.
There's an easy way to estimate the cost of a flood in your home. Just go to FEMA's FloodSmart website and click on the cost of flooding, then the cost of flooding tool. Choose a sample home size of 1,000, 2,500, or 5,000 square foot home. Then use the slider to choose the height of the flood inside the home. In this case, a 2,500 one-story home with 2 inches of water. The cost to replace all the furniture, electronics, and such could total almost $27,000. Same house, but now with a flood of 6 inches, you're facing more than $52,000 worth of loss. This includes plumbing and electrical damage. A foot of water in your home, and you are looking at more than $72,000 to repair your home and replace what was lost. Hurricane Harvey type flooding at 48 inches or 4 feet means it'll cost more than $103,000 to clean up.
Well, while they were dealing with floods across the West, another billion-dollar disaster hit the Northeast. Julie?
It did. The bitter cold that gripped parts of the Northeast in early February is another billion-dollar disaster. Arctic air sent temperatures plummeting well below zero and wind chills to minus 45 to 50 in many areas. On top of that, Mount Washington Observatory in New Hampshire, well, there they recorded a wind chill of negative 108. The cold air caused a layer of sea smoke to form in Boston Harbor and pipes to burst in homes and businesses across the area. All told, the damage added up to more than $1 billion, Jeff.
All right. And at the end of March, going into April, we saw a massive tornado outbreak hit parts of the Midwest and the Southeast as well. Here's a look at just one of the tornadoes in that outbreak. This was in North Little Rock, Arkansas. In all, 145 tornadoes touched down on March the 31st, and April 1st, the most in one outbreak since the 2011 super outbreak across the Deep South. And here's some of the damage in Wynne, Arkansas. It was caused by a long-track, high-end EF3 tornado. The same outbreak also included an EF4 that struck in Iowa. All right, when you look at this map, and again, March is supposed to go out like a lamb. At least that's what the old saying says. But it didn't this year, that's for sure. It went out like a lion. Look at all the tornado reports as we rounded out March and headed on into April in two separate areas here as well. It was just incredible. This is a recap of the tornado that moved across northern parts of Little Rock. There you can see the hook echo right there as it moved across the northern part of the capital of Arkansas.
Depend keeps you drier than ever, so you can say yes to more than ever.
Yes! 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 No.
Depend. The only thing stronger than us is you.
Say goodbye to daily insulin injections with Omnipod 5, a tubeless system that automatically adjusts insulin to help protect against highs and lows. Try it today. Go to Omnipod.com for risk information and instructions for use. Consult your healthcare provider before starting on Omnipod.
Important information for viewers age 50 to 85.
Have you thought about getting life insurance to help your family with funeral expenses, but worried it would cost too much or that you wouldn't qualify? At Colonial Penn, we talk to men and women like you every day. And today, I'd like to share 3 questions they often ask about our guaranteed whole life insurance.
Can I get this coverage on a fixed income?
Can you get this coverage on a fixed income? Yes, you can. Options start at $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. And the good news is they won't ever increase. A lifetime rate lock guarantees it.
I'm not in perfect health. Can I get this coverage?
Can you get this coverage if you're not in perfect health? Yes, you can. The truth is, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Your acceptance is 100% guaranteed. We don't require a medical exam or ask a single health question.
What if my health changes? Can I keep this coverage?
Can you keep this coverage if your health changes? Yes, you can. The peace of mind this insurance provides can be yours for life. Just pay your premiums and the policy cannot be canceled for any reason. Now, there's one question I'd like to ask you. Are you ready to take the next step and help protect those you love? Call the number on your screen to learn more.
Call 1-800-872-9494 for your free information and your free beneficiary planner. 1-800-872-9494. There's no obligation. 1-800-872-9494.
Attention non-Hodgkin's lymphoma patients. The makers of the popular weed killer Roundup have set aside $4.5 billion for victims of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
If you or a loved one were diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma after using Roundup weed killer, call White Hart Legal right now.
You may be entitled to substantial compensation.
Find out in less than 2 minutes if you may qualify.
Call 1-800-497-7200. That's 1-800-497-7200.
This week is your chance to try any Subway footlong for free, like the Subway Series menu. Just buy any footlong in the app and get one free.
Everyone loves free stuff, Chuck.
Can we get paid in a footlong? Get it before it's gone on the Subway app.
Your best defense against erosion and cavities is strong enamel. Nothing beats it. New Pro Enamel Active Shield actively shields the enamel to defend against erosion and cavities. I think that this product is a game changer for my patients. It really works.
How do we decide what hotel to book? Fear not.
I got you. Choice Hotels has a hotel for every type of stay. Like a comfort with the kiddos.
Spacious.
That's what they all say. Stay twice and get a $50 gift card when you book direct at choicehotels.com.
We've seen what you would do for a Klondike, so we're raising the bar. Now we want to see what your hometown would do for a Klondike. So get together and go for the bar, sandwich, or cone. Go for the glory.
What'd you do for a Klondike?
King's Hawaiian sliders are ready.
Great. I invited a few more friends.
Hey, Pops, what's cooking?
And I am Linda.
My turn!
Who wants more sliders?
Thanks, Mom.
I'm Groot. Nothing brings the galaxy together like King's Hawaiian. See Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, only in theaters.
Welcome back to Storm Center. It was a stormy weekend for many of you, and this week is off to a stormy start as well. Here's a look at the big weather stories we are watching today. We do have more severe storms coming in for tonight, and that is going to be right here in the central and southern portions of the Midwest here and out into the plains. We've got certain Springfield, Missouri in line, as well as Paducah, Kentucky. Nashville, you're in it, as well as Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and Louisville. So hail, damaging winds, those are going to be the main threats with this particular setup. Tomorrow, our focus shifts a little bit back now into Kansas and Oklahoma, even into Texas, some of the spots where we saw a very stormy week last week. Again, watch out for sizable hail and damaging winds. A lot of rain through Saturday of this week as well, Jeff, so the flood threat is going to be there in addition to that severe weather threat.
That's right. Multiple things we're going to have to be checking out as we head through the next several days. Let's check where the storms are happening right now. And we do have a severe thunderstorm watch out currently here across southern Missouri and on over into southern Illinois, extreme southwest Indiana, including Evansville, and western Kentucky, including the Paducah area. So we'll watch this. Again, this whole area may light up. It's going to start up here probably, and it already is. We'll show you in a moment. And then the storms will progress more toward the south and the east as we head through the next several hours, through the rest of the evening. The one big storm that we have seen so far south of Rolla and Cuba and north of Salem in Missouri is this cell right here. It is basically moving off to the east-southeast. Couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. Crawford County under the severe thunderstorm warning until 5:15 a local time. Then as we go a little bit farther south, also Dent County again till 5:30. And see these little kind of bright purplish or pink shaded areas? That's a pretty good indication that we have some hail thrown in there as well. Maybe hailstones right now estimated upwards of about 1 inch in diameter. We also have some storms here in Texas and scattered about along the southern parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and the panhandle of Florida as well. As we get into Texas, did want to show you a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings here. One near Orange, Texas. There's this one here. This cell earlier had a tornado warning on it. No longer does that. Radar indicating, again, some locally very heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds, just about ready to cross the Sabine River. And just to the northwest of that, there is a flood warning because of all the heavy rain that happened just a bit earlier. So things lighting up a little bit on the radar tonight, Julie. So where is it headed as we head through the rest of the evening?
Yeah, we're in for a busy night, I think. Some of the same areas that saw severe storms this past weekend are at risk once again this week. That includes Memphis, Tennessee for tonight. Wichita, Kansas, you're in line for the storms tomorrow. So we take a look at some of those threat zones. Both cities right now looking fine, but later on, we are expecting to see some changes. This is the available energy here we have over the past 3 hours. Where you see the pinks here showing up, that's indicating very high energy. And so with that, we could easily see storm development. It's not going to take much for the storms to fire up. Here in Missouri right now, we do have one severe thunderstorm warning there you're looking at in yellow, but we're going to look to future radar to try to give us just a better idea really of what time the storms are going to form and where they will form. Of course, this is just a little estimate here, but by 9 o'clock this evening, central Missouri over into maybe St. Louis, you're looking at a line of storms that are going to be coming your way. Damaging winds in excess of 70 miles an hour. Hail, very likely. We could see at least golf ball size hail with this. Nashville, the storms coming your way after midnight, as well as in Memphis. So have a plan before you go to bed. Have a way to get those warnings in case, but expect you might get jolted out of bed with a lot of lightning with these as well. Tuesday morning, though, we do start to clear out in these parts, and our severe focus shifts back now to the west, and that is going to be back here in through Kansas and Oklahoma, down in through Texas again, where we saw a lot of stormy weather just last week, a lot of sizable hail. We could see those same things once again. Well, storms this week will produce a flood risk covering a large swath of the country. We'll pinpoint the areas most at risk, plus zero in on areas where models are at odds with where we could see the heaviest rainfall.
I bought the team!
Kevin?
I bought the team! I put it on my Chase Freedom Unlimited card. And I'm a cash back on a few other things, too. Started with the sound system.
Gary from deep.
That's cash! I prefer the old intros. This is way better! I don't think so. Steph, one more thing. The team owner gets 5 minutes a game.
Cash Bros?
Woo! I like it. I'll break it to Clay.
Cash back like a pro with Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
At Doan's, we know one thing and one thing only. Backs. Strained backs from weekend chores to pulled backs, doing your favorite hobbies. We even know quarterbacks. Doan's, the experts in back pain relief for more than 100 years. Available at a store near you.
As an athlete and as a coach, I work out every single day. I gotta move. I wear UFOs because it provides recovery and they are seriously life-changing footwear.
We put our heart into everything we do. We are farmers, bakers, florists, and makers who grow and create with a passion. 1-800-Flowers. Share with love.
Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Here's to all the super moms who make every day an adventure. This Mother's Day, give mom super gifts from WeatherTech that will make every day better. Protect your vehicle from spills and messes with laser-measured floor liners or a seat protector. Secure her phone when she's on the go with Cup Phone, or help her stand comfortably on the anti-fatigue comfort mat. Find these American-made gifts at WeatherTech.com, or let her choose with a gift card. Happy Mother's Day from WeatherTech.
It's so nice you guys could stop by.
Your floors are amazing. We really need new floors, but the kids and the dog.
These are waterproof and scratch resistant from LL Flooring.
But Gary's so tight with the budget.
It's actually a lot less than we thought.
This is nice.
It's time to love your floors. Lumber Liquidators is now LL Flooring. Our experts make it simple to find the right floor at the best price, guaranteed. LL Flooring.
Every time you step up to the grill, you gotta deliver. And flavor's the last thing you have to worry about. Because no one flavors like we flavor. Grill Mates. Flame and flavor.
Are you tired of clean clothes that just don't smell clean? Downy Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters keep your laundry smelling fresh way longer than detergent alone. If you want laundry to smell fresh for weeks, make sure you have Downy Unstoppable's in-wash scent boosters.
Allergies don't have to be scary. Defeat allergy headaches fast with new Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief.
2 pills relieve allergy headache pain.
And the congestion that causes it. Flonase Headache and Allergy Relief. All good.
Humans have evolved many skills. Fighting bugs isn't one of them. That's why STEM harnesses active ingredients found in plants that target nerves bugs have, but you and your family don't. STEM, rooted in nature, optimized by science.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein.
Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients for immune health.
Red Lobster's finer points of fun dining. How to endless shrimp. Step 1, greet your shrimp. Step 2, bid your shrimp farewell. Repeat. Ultimate Endless Shrimp is back. A cool 20 gets you shrimp aplenty. Welcome to fun dining.
All right, we have a brand new tornado warning that has just come out here. This is right along the Texas and Louisiana border, right along the Sabine River right now. There's a big storm crossing over the Sabine River from southeast Texas and right on over, eventually maybe approaching the Lake Charles area. Pretty strong line. Let's get in here a little bit closer on this. Again, this area had been under a severe thunderstorm warning, now a tornado warning for Calcasieu Parish and also for Orange County, extreme eastern Orange County. Looks like that storm is moving through Orange right now, crossing the river. It looks like the worst of it probably just now getting into western Calcasieu Parish. So let's see if we can see any rotation on this particular system. If there is, it would be right in there. We're going to get in a little bit closer. Yeah, right in through here. So right along Interstate 10 or just south of there. And again, generally moving almost due east here at the present time. Fortunately, this is a fairly rural area east of Orange that it's moving into. Nonetheless, travel along I-10 will probably be very, very nasty. Again, this is Doppler radar indicated, and we'll keep you updated as we head on through the rest of this evening for any more warnings. Julie?
Well, those of you in parts of the plains could see gusty winds and small to medium hail tonight and really through the week. You'll definitely want to be careful when you get out on the roads. This was Waco just 12 days ago. You can see just how dangerous these storms can really be. Yeah, that hail can really do quite a bit of damage, and we have been seeing our fair share of that for sure. We take a look here at what we can expect in terms of the flood threat as we move throughout the week. Jet stream way up here to the north, the Gulf of Mexico, wide open for business, as we say, so pulling in tons of moisture here, and with that helping to spark those thunderstorms, but also really dumping a good amount of rain, as well as we've got a stalled front here that is also just kind of keeping everything in place and kind of stuck into this pattern here. So we've got plenty of rain in the forecast throughout the central U.S. throughout the week. Once again, Texas is an area of concern. That's where we're looking at as much as maybe 5 to 8 inches here, just in and around San Antonio. That could cause some problems. We're going to have to definitely keep an eye on that, really be weather aware of that. But anywhere in the yellow here in Texas, so much of central and southern Texas could be getting upwards of 5 inches of rain. And keep in mind, this is just through Saturday of this week. For most of us, though, in general, seeing maybe 1 inch to 2 inches. We look at the latest drought monitor, and some of those areas that are going to be getting hit with rain, yeah, you're going to be getting some help in terms of the drought, where we still have at least a moderate, if not severe, drought here throughout much of central and southern Texas. So, you know, it is some good news. We just don't want too much of a good thing coming in at the same time, right? Because that can lead to some problems. Storminess, though, as we look here to Wednesday across much of Texas and through Arkansas, portions of eastern Oklahoma, as well as Louisiana. And we'll see that continue. As I mentioned, we've got that stalled pattern. So very unsettled weather here across the region, really, for the next several days. It's not going to change a whole lot. These won't be all-day rains where you're going to be rained out completely, but they're going to come and go, and you are going to want to be prepared with that umbrella pretty much whenever, because very hard to say when they're going to set up and how long they'll last. It's just going to be that general pattern where we're going to be dealing with the storms off and on throughout much of the week. This is Saturday. Not a big change, right? Still seeing rain all the way through Texas up in through Oklahoma. So looking at a very stormy pattern, Jeff, we'll have to watch for the flooding. I'm especially concerned, as you are, about Texas and getting that high amount of rain over such dry ground.
Exactly. But they could definitely use the rain. What they don't need, obviously, is severe weather. And that's exactly what we're looking at across parts of extreme East Texas and now crossing over the border into southwest Louisiana. We do have a tornado warning in effect here. So, again, we're talking about just east of the town of Orange, which, of course, is right here just on the west side of the Sabine River and right before you cross on over into Louisiana. So Calcasieu Parish, as well as extreme eastern Orange County. I think the threat for Orange County, probably as far as the tornado is concerned, is over, but not for the hail. Look at the large hail being indicated here on the Doppler radar, probably upwards of 1 to 2 inch diameter hail. There it is, 1.5 inches. Again, from Orange eastbound here and right along the Sabine River from I-10 on south almost to the Gulf of Mexico. So hail is a big threat here right now, but also some rotation indicated within this storm. In fact, right here, just near or just east of Orange is where most of the rotation. It's rather broad right now. You're looking at rotation pretty much like that, kind of rotating right here around Orange. But again, enough that the Weather Service wants to play on the cautious side, definitely, that we could have a spin up here as this continues to move almost off toward the due east. So again, Calcasieu Parish as well as Orange County under this tornado warning until 5, till the top of the hour here. Doppler radar indicating rotation. But there's a whole line of very heavy rain and maybe some gusty winds continuing to translate off to the east here and eventually may work its way over toward the Lake Charles area. Also very heavy rain in here. We still have a flood warning out as we head a little bit farther west as this cell moved through that area. Maybe upwards of 5, 6, 7 inches of rain have fallen in this area.
The pepperoni on Panera's new toasted baguette is sliced a little thicker to hold more flavor. So when fresh mozzarella melts over it, that detail will be big. Try the new toasted baguettes from Panera. $1 delivery fee on our app.
Say goodbye to daily insulin injections with Omnipod 5, a tubeless system that automatically adjusts insulin to help protect against highs and lows. Try it today. Go to Omnipod.com for risk information and instructions for use. Consult your healthcare provider before starting on Omnipod.
At America's Best, you can get 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam starting at just $79.95. And they don't even have to be identical. One pair can be practical and sturdy, while the other pair is super stylish and wildly good-looking.
It's bacon! Smoky bacon, meaty bacon, tasty bacon, bacon! Oh, I love you.
Dogs go bonkers for bacon.
And try bacon pizza flavor.
Pizza!
Is a new title really necessary?
Sir, after bestowing a gift of renting ease to millions, a bump is in order.
Okay, let's see.
Master of the rental sphere.
Wow. Oh, is it too much? Apartments.com. Place to find a place.
Sometimes the lows of bipolar depression feel darkest before dawn. With Caplyta, there's a chance to let in the light. Caplyta is proven to deliver significant relief across bipolar depression. Unlike some medicines that only treat bipolar 1, Caplyta treats both bipolar 1 and 2 depression. And in clinical trials, movement disorders and weight gain were not common.
Call your doctor about sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants may increase these risks in young adults. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Report fever, confusion, stiff, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be life-threatening or permanent. These aren't all the serious side effects.
Caplyta can help you let in the light. Ask your doctor about Caplyta. Find savings and support at Caplyta.com.
Detour?
Yeah.
School isn't gonna be easy.
I know. But I think you're gonna do great, Dad.
Kia, movement that inspires.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services from Action Matters. Attention! This message is for civilian or military firefighters that were exposed to aqueous film-forming foam, or more commonly called firefighting foam. Studies have shown that the chemicals used to make firefighting foam are highly toxic and have been associated with several types of cancer. If you or a loved one was exposed to firefighting foam and were diagnosed with any of the following types of cancer: kidney cancer, pancreatic cancer, testicular cancer, prostate cancer, bladder cancer, thyroid cancer, liver cancer, thyroid disease, ulcerative colitis, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Firefighting foam is used to suppress fire rapidly, but contains the toxic chemical PFAS that's been linked to several types of cancer. If you or a loved one was exposed to firefighting foam and were later diagnosed with any of the following types of cancer, you may be entitled to financial compensation. The call and the consultation are free. Don't wait. Time is limited to file a claim.
Call 800-449-8560 now or visit firefoamcase.com.
Weather impacts your life.
Your family, your friends, your day, and your week ahead.
The Weather Channel is the leader in weather coverage.
From hurricanes to tornadoes, blizzards to wildfires.
Watch America's first choice for weather, America's Morning Headquarters.
Every morning on the Weather Channel.
Some individual thunderstorm cells here. One has just crossed from Texas into Louisiana, the other down into just east of the hill country here. right there east and southeast of the Austin vicinity near the town of LaGrange. And as we get in a little bit closer here, we've got the trifecta going on. Not only do we have the tornado warning, that's on top of an earlier severe thunderstorm warning, and we have a flood warning that just got issued as well. But the tornado warning for Fayette County here, all of these warnings are for the same county. 5:15 a local time. There's a close-up, and it's the red boxed in area. That's your tornado warning that we're talking about. If there is rotation in here, probably right in here. Fortunately, this is a fairly rural area of east central Texas. Nonetheless, it's not moving very much. So again, that really raises the flooding issue, but also where it's the large hail is falling, and believe you me, there is some large hail in here, maybe somewhere between 1 and 2 inch diameter. Doppler radar estimating about 1.7 inches. So that's pretty big. That'll do damage, and that's just to the southwest of the LaGrange area right now. Again, there's not much movement on this cell at all. It's pretty much staying in the same area. The other tornado warning, and again, earlier we had that out for Orange County. That part of the warning has been dropped, but there's still a tornado warning for Calcasieu Parish until the top of the hour here. So for another, looks like about another 6-7 minutes or so, Doppler radar indicating some rotation along the leading edge of this very, very intense line of heavy rain and probably some gusty winds. Let's see if we can get some rotation, some bright greens here. The rotation, as it is pretty much like this. It's east of Orange now, generally moving along I-10 and just south of I-10 moving off toward the east. Again, a fairly rural area here of southwest Louisiana. Nonetheless, if you are in this area, particularly traveling along I-10 between Vinton and Orange, you're going to run into, at the very least, some blinding rain coming down and perhaps even some large hail in this area as well. We'll keep you updated on any severe weather, including these two tornado warnings, as long as the threat continues. Right now, let's get over to Julie with a look at tomorrow's trouble spots.
Yeah, Jeff, we have more severe weather expected tomorrow as well. It's off to a stormy start to this week, to say the least. We take a look at the forecast for tomorrow. Our severe weather threat shifts a little bit now into Kansas and Oklahoma. Texas still in line, though, not out of the question. We could see some more severe weather coming your way. Soggy, though, across portions of the south. Cooler as we get into the Midwest as well. Chicago, you'll be at around 69 degrees. Maybe seeing some severe here once we get off the East Coast as well into the Carolinas. We'll have to watch for that come tomorrow. We take a closer look here now at that particular area where we could see some of that. Here's Raleigh. This is Interstate 40 into Wilmington, Cape Hatteras out here. Again, kind of in that red zone late tomorrow for strong wind, hail, and heavy rain at times. So that's going to be coming your way tomorrow and through tomorrow evening. Back into Kansas we go now. Wichita, I-35 down to 35 into Oklahoma, again, where we're likely to see some very sizable hail, some damaging winds in excess of maybe 60-70 miles per hour. The tornado threat not super high. However, this is still the kind of weather that can cause some damage. Let's look to future radar now, time this out, and see what we're going to be dealing with likely throughout the day tomorrow. Starting things off quiet. Tuesday afternoon even looking pretty good, pretty quiet out there. It's really going to be a later event. Wichita around 8 o'clock in the evening tomorrow, getting some of those storms filling in, all of the energy pushing to the east as we move into those overnight hours. The flood threat is also there. We're already getting a lot of rain. We've gotten a lot of rain in these same exact areas in and around Houston, San Antonio, where we're concerned about flash flooding setting up over the next couple of days, Jeff.
All right, well, let's take a little bit of a look a bit farther ahead here. And the whole setup basically is one where we have this big trough out here in the west, and we have a little bit of a trough here in the northeast, keeping it cool and unsettled, particularly for northern New England. But in between, a big kind of ridge of high pressure kind of poking up here. And as it does so, it allows a lot of warm air to be drawn north, and a lot of moisture as well. Notice how this trough starts to head a little bit farther east. As that cold air aloft moves out over that very warm and unstable air, voila, we get the heavy rain, the showers, and the thunderstorms, and that's why there is a flash flooding threat from Thursday into Friday across parts of the northern plains, the western Dakotas, parts of Wyoming and Montana as well. And as we head through the week, again, look how far north some of this very warm air is getting. 88 in Kansas City, 75 in Chicago. We're up to 82 in Washington, D.C., and definitely some warm and humid air over much of the deep south. Your cool areas, northern New England, and definitely particularly parts of the Central Rockies. We have severe weather tonight. And of course, we will give you the latest on any warnings coming up right after the break.
Hi.
Hello there.
Would you like some lemonade? $5, please.
Had enough inflation? Undo inflation with Dish. Get the same TV bill every month for 3 years.
Supply chain issues.
The 3-year TV price guarantee, only from Dish.
We need a small business loan, fast.
I got this.
Loan Falcon!
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. Go to OnDeck.com, and if approved, get your funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95.